And here we are at the gateway to the Blue Ridge Parkway. This is the very northern edge in Virginia. And this is the entrance to the Shenandoah National Forest as well. And there's not much to see, I suppose, with all the trees being so barren for the winter. It looks like they had to come through and cut down a lot of overhanging branches. So they're in their spring cleanup phase right now. The road still has a lot of sand and salt from winter treatment for all the snow. But it's still pretty fun. And there's like nobody out here. So I'm able to just sort of cruise along and enjoy myself without getting run off the road so far. It's just fantastic. Fantastic. Welcome to the Blue Ridge Parkway. There's some branches in the road there. I have to hand it to them. It looks like they've been coming through and cutting down all the branches that were hanging over the street for the most part. So that's actually pretty awesome. Anticipating, I'm sure, the upcoming riding season. But when this place is filled in, when all the trees are budding and open, I bet it's something to see. Right now I'm dodging branches and sticks and sand in the road. But I'm good. You guys don't understand. I've been cooped up from October through mid-March. I essentially did not have a day off of work. And oh, there's still some snow on the ground right there. And I didn't get to ride. I didn't have access to this bike. Wasn't able to get this bike until February. And you know, February in the Northeast, you've got snow and rain, crappy weather. Now you guys know I'll ride in the rain, but I don't ride where the roads are frozen. That's just stupid. So even though I have had access to a bike for the last month, I wasn't able to really do much riding. So I'm very pleased, even if I have to dodge sand and broken branches and all the piles of salt that are still on the road. I'll take that over not riding any day. So it's interesting, something you guys are going to hear on this entire trip is me comparing this 2012 BMW 1200GS with my 2014 Triumph Tiger 800. And I can tell you that when I'm riding in the mountains on the Tiger, third gear is where it's at. It stays spun up, so you got lots of launch when you need it, and then the engine braking on the triple is fantastic. On this bike, third gear sounds a little labored, and it has sort of a rumble to it. I guess that's characteristic of the air-cooled Boxers. But I'm finding right now that fourth gear seems to do it better. Fourth gear actually does engine braking better at this speed than third gear does. So I'm pretty encouraged. Just sort of feeling this bike out and just getting used to it. Got a fellow rider approaching here. Hey. I have not successfully pulled that off in like 4 months, 5 months. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Like I said, there's just hardly anyone out here right now. And for no one being out here, that's all right with me. I've been trapped in a city. I was living in a high-rise apartment building, and you know, everywhere you go, there's someone's standing next to you on the elevator, someone's standing next to you on the subway, which they call the metro in DC, right? So you're always in a line for something. You're always waiting for something, and it's nice to have some space around me and not constantly surrounded. I can't explain it. When I first got there, I was really in for a culture shock. I was not a happy boy. A lot of culture shock for me. And not culture shock as so far as the people or anything like that. It was the culture shock of having to sort of live in that different societal environment. You know, compact urban living. Yeah. Well, this guy just had to pull out. He couldn't wait for just a beat or two more. You know what? I need to be more positive. As soon as I complained about it, he pulled off. Here we go. Wow. Just awesome views over there. I am on a time crunch, so I can't pull off at every single lookout. I'm hoping the really nice ones are going to stand out to me. And there'll be space for me to double back, but that's pretty beautiful right there. That's part of the Shenandoah Valley. I think on one side you can see Roanoke, Virginia, and on the other side you can see part of North Carolina. Not positive on that though. Oh, this morning I did about 2 hours on the freeway to get here. So having any bends in the road at all has been so much nicer. It can round off the flat spots on my tires. May well be one benefit to coming out here this time of year is you can see between the trees way up the road. So more comparisons to the Tiger, if you will. As far as being able to read the engine, for me, I'm able to read the engine on the BMW here, 1200, easier than I'm able to read my own Triumph Tiger. I mean, I've been riding it now for what, 3-4 years? And so you think I know it, right? But that triple engine is so smooth that you genuinely, you can't tell in third gear except for when you start passing things. You can't tell if you're going 30 or 60. I mean, the engine's just so smooth. This engine has so much character that you can definitely tell when you're starting to pick up speed based on the feel and the pulse of the engine. And so it's a little more intuitive for me to back off the throttle and do a little bit of engine braking. Spoken about this before in riding on Mount Lemmon, that I try to go for smooth on rides like this. I'm not trying to break any land speed record. I'm not trying to scrape a knee. I'm just trying to have a nice, smooth ride. And for me, that means putting it in one gear, chugging up the mountain, using engine braking coming down. If I could go up and down the whole mountain without having to touch the brake, that would be awesome to me. But I shoot for smooth rather than, you know, the laying on full throttle in the straightaways and then hard braking before the turns and all that. Yeah, that's not where I'm at. That's not where I'm at. I know what my skill set is, and I know what I enjoy, and I enjoy this. I enjoy being able to talk to y'all while I'm doing it. I enjoy being able to take a look out over the edge of the mountain once in a while, and you know, not having to break it down from 90 miles an hour for a curve. I'm good with this. That's weird that I almost called it a tarantula because that leaf was laying on or standing up on the road like it was, but it was a leaf. I don't know if they have tarantulas out here. That's something you would see in Arizona after the rain, which it rained through here this morning. You can tell the edges of the road are still wet, and we're starting to cloud up. The sun disappeared on me. I'm anticipating rain. My only hang up at this point is whether or not I'll get enough advance notice to pull over and throw my wet gear on. The temperatures have dropped. It's dropped about 10 degrees now. Oh, all these sticks. So I may at one of the next overlooks just go ahead and slip my rain gear on. That way I'm not caught by surprise. And the rain gear can serve my frog togs I'll throw over all this. Let's see, an update on my gear. Here I've got the Sedici ACS system, whatever that's, I'm not sure, guys. Air control system or something like that. Love Gap, oh my. The Love Gap. That's the Love Gap, guys. Come on. So the Sedici, I upgraded the body armor in it when I got it, so it's CE2 in the back, really nice in the back, and it's slotted so it breathes. Give this guy a break. Sharonda Lake, huh? And for the pants, I'm wearing the built Ironworkers jeans again, but these are a little different style than the ones I've chosen before. These actually look like regular jeans when you're off the bike. They don't have all that weird webbing and stitching on them. And not only that, but other than the regular Ironworkers jeans, the sort of acid washed ones that I was wearing before, those have some knee pads in them, but they're not well placed. They're well placed for when you're sitting on the bike, but I don't know, it just seems to me they're a little off. If you were to come off the bike and your knee were to hit the ground, I'm not sure that pad would be centered. These, on the other hand, are way, way better. And the pad itself, the impact pads, are much better designed, and they're CE level 2 instead of CE 1. Then they've got the asbestos lining in them, or the Kevlar lining. So it's got the Kevlar for the skid points. It's got triple stitching to hold the Kevlar in place should you have a slide. I don't know, it's supposed to last 10 to 20 seconds in a slide. I don't plan to put that to use. It's better than not wearing, say, leather and padded gear and a racing suit or something like that. And then what else we got? I've got my Forma boots on, the Forma Adventures. For gloves right now, I've got these cheap built waterproof gloves just because I'm anticipating rain. But I've got like 3 pairs of gloves. That's something I do on long rides, is I'll trade those out just to give my hands a different feel and everything. And some of them are better at protecting your hands from the vibrations. So then this jacket has 3 layers to it. It's got the outer shell, which is a technical mesh, and then it's got, you know, the super you know, abrasive resistant stuff. I don't know what it's called. They all have their own names for that kind of stuff. It's really, really tough plastic, I think, you know, whatever they call it. Anyhow, I have that outer shell, and then inline is a water liner, so a rain liner, and I think that would protect most of my torso from water. And then there's an insulated layer as well. So there's 3 layers to it. That really helps you expand how long you can use this jacket. Just the shell, I could probably use it to ride around in Tucson in the summer. And right now I'm counting on it to get me home, though I want to buy something better for touring. This is just what I was able to cobble together for the ride home. And of course I still have my frog togs. Those frog togs will go over all of this. And since I don't have a traditional Harley Davidson type exhaust, my frog togs aren't going to melt and stick to the exhaust. So frog togs work pretty good on adventure bikes, if any of you are wondering. They flap around a little bit. I got a bright green upper for the jacket, and it's got a hood that will punch out and go over your head. Then you put your helmet on, and that helps keep the rain from running down your neck. And then the frog tog lowers, they're super huge, but I pull them all the way up well above my belly button, so that way the jacket overlays it, and hopefully that gives me the protection I need. Don't get much water penetration around my waist. And that's it. Oh man, just beautiful. goodness, just how picturesque is that? You know, it looks like a postcard. Virginia wine country. Alright, so we got some real rain now, but hadn't been since it started sprinkling. Convenient place to pull off and switch up. So I'm looking for that now. The problem with those sticks and branches in the road is that, you know, not only might there be enough to make you lose traction, but also puncturing a tire. To tell you the truth, I'm surprised I have a signal. Alright, we got ourselves a pull out. I'm going to dress up in cold gear, in wet gear.